All right, so here's my attempt to do a 10-minute video and then I'm going to reference the 1 hour video that I just made that I hope that this 10 minutes you will be convinced enough to listen to. I think that if you actually a very good faith person that truly actually cared about epistemology, people arriving at truth together, um, you want to fix the two realities, the hyperpolarization that you'd probably listen to that hour video multiple times. Um, for me, I'm listening to 3 hour and these two I haven't listened to multiple times yet. I've only listened to both of these one time yet. So there's a debate, two versus two debate, and then there's the real litigation and debate afterwards. But there are other ones. I have a whole Google document on media to analyze. And in that, I've got different debates that Destiny has done, and then the real litigation of those debates. And in there, I can show just how much I've watched those videos, how much I've gone through and done very close to a dissertation on those videos, where I've created very lengthy documents. So, for example, here is one that I just started making today, and this is to make a video about this one. And obviously the video, so this is 8 hours total of content. And so the end video that I'm going to make is not going to be 8 hours, but it'll probably be around an hour in total. And then I'll try and make either more shorter videos after that to try and summarize different points of like over a 20-minute period of what I was trying to say in that video and make short form content. But I'm mainly trying to find people that see that there's something so wrong with our society, so broken with our society, that wants to put forth an incredible amount of time, and I think that so many of you do, to save your country. I believe I am an incredibly fucking white pilled that we can do this, we can save this. So here up at the top, I've got a preamble for like the different videos that we would analyze. Then near the bottom, I have different things we need to be able to take into consideration. And so like right here is a list of some of the more, what the epistemic term would be is argument avoidance rhetorical devices, but just simply put, avoiding the argument. These are, and there's just a long list of actions that we're doing. It seems to be every single logical fallacy avoids the other person's argument. Every time I say it, make a point, I feel a pull to dive into that point and explain it. When I'm trying to make other points, I'm still trying to show that what's the rest in this document. So how we're unfairly judging each other in the court of public and private opinion, how the source of the double standard, the contempt bias and toxic nice bias that either grants or removes credibility for us to have a seat at the table where we have these battle of idea social negotiations and who's welcome in your house, who's welcome in the debate space to have a seat at the table, do you think deserves a seat at the table? And that's what this even debate right here between these, they are. It's about whether or not, let's see, I think I have the overarching claim. It's whether or not we should cater to the left, far left. We should cater to the, I don't know where I put that. But basically, or not, the overall argument is debate topic is whether or not we should cater to the top left or to the title. And there's just a very long list of things that even go into that. Like so there's 4 boxes of liberty. Like this quote with Charlie Kirk, I'm looking at the time, we got 4:40, so I'm going to hurry up quick. When people stop talking, that's when you get violence. There are warfare escalation principles, ideological and desire conflict. So ideological conflicts, what's right and what's wrong, what's morally right and wrong on a long list of rules, principles, morals, American Constitution amendments, law, just everything that of these um constructs that we make. What do people say? Man-made logical constructs, which don't I don't use that word to belittle it, which I think people do. It's so fucking. Anyways, these are important. They're crucial. Just because made man doesn't mean that they're not really good. There's a lot of good in them. But when people stop talking, when people can't use the battle of ideas to resolve their ideological conflict or the desired conflict, it's what they want to happen. So if you didn't want Trump to pardon all the people on January 6th, you think that is an immoral thing, that action you don't want to happen, resentment built in you because he did that action. You didn't get what you wanted. And the more people don't get what they want, especially on what's right and what's wrong, especially like when we have the next pandemic and the stakes are really, really fucking high and people aren't getting the lockdown or masks or mandated vaccines or whatever it is that they want. And I get you're going to try and mind read who I am and what side I'm on. I actually truly, 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 truly fucking believe we can be on everyone's side. We are going to show what the double standard is, what makes it happen, what are these horrible results because of the double standard, because of the contempt bias and the toxic nice bias. The contempt bias where we're making other people look worse than they are, and toxic nice bias where we're making people seem better than they are. As we're judging each other in the court of public opinion, we're going to get rid of the double standard. We're going to use the same standard to judge everyone, to call balls and strikes on every fucking person, from Karl Marx to Hitler to Donald Trump to Destiny to Jordan Peterson. And that's what I want to do by analyzing these videos, doing a focus group, by making documents that are where we write down everyone's Steelman thesis statements, go through these videos and show why we think in the moment they're talking past one another, or what we think is happening and why. Is there a logical fallacy? Is there a bias at play? Do the people know about it, or are they ignorant of it? They don't know that thing exists, and other person's yelling and screaming at them, telling them that they should know this thing. And just all of these, like, basically these walls that we create: the wall of taboo, the wall of dogma, the wall of obstinance. All right, so I think the vast majority of time, over the last like 20 years, most of what's happened is things start out as good faith, good form, especially in interpersonal relationships. And we're ever looking at judging all of this, of the content we would analyze, definitely the formal debate space and the informal debate. So the real litigation after that is an informal debate. And then, but inside of households, I can show there are so many things that are kind of like the Osbournes reality TV show, but there's other ones where it's about families, it's about a group of people, like the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, about this TikTok mom group. I can show the exact same fucking things, the exact same things. There are definitely differences. I want to hear all those, but there are things that are so fucking insanely exactly the fucking same between the political and the left and the right when they debate. The exact same goddamn tribalistic dark sides of tribalism are at play, forcing people to talk past one another. The fear of ostracization. You're not allowed to criticize the leader. You can't agree with the villain. Just the same shit over and over again is consistently happening. And we can understand that and understand how complicated this is and figure that out. So we got 1 minute up, so I'll wrap up things. But basically, there is so much data. Here's a net favorability of each party. Here is our voting patterns. Here's a better picture of that. Wait, shit. Where's the better picture? Here. These are the voting patterns of our Congress from 1949 to 2011. The fairness doctrine was removed in 1987. These are the levels of fairness and corruption in our common sense of how we're judging ourselves and each other and the complex world around us. Then, so that's Congress voting patterns. And what the fuck happened in 1987? How do these two groups of people? This is like Israel Palestine trying to make decisions together. Here is Pew Research. It's a shorter amount of time, but it covers politically engaged, which is right here, and then the general public. And it's just insane. It's so fucking insane. We used to have some level of ability to agree, and no. So Do I think Trump is an amazing leader? Did I vote for him in the last election? I did not vote for him, and I do not think he's an amazing leader. I will admit everywhere where he's good. I do not have Trump Reigns. I think I can fucking prove that. However, he is right in that we need to make America great again. Oh my God, we had some level of greatness before. We can show with so many different pieces of data, we had higher favorability for each party as the net favorability of the average person. Favorability for each party was better in the past. We can also show Congress had better ability to agree in the past. It wasn't perfect. None of the 1949 is not fucking perfect, but it's so much better than 1995, as well as so many other pieces of data. So much statistical data shows that well before Trump, look at this, 2011, right here on this one, and so many other data points that I can show, and I think that we all can get before Trump started running for office in 2015. So he is a symptom of the disease. He is not the disease. And the focus group's goal is to understand what the disease is. How is this functioning? How is this working? My argument is it is our judgment standard. We do not know how to judge one another. What it means to be nice, what it means to be politically correct, what it means, what infighting means, what is the difference between talking shit and constructive criticism. The morality rule set that is in the common sense of the average person of what we're supposed to do to judge ourselves, the other people in our own group, and the people in our own group, it's never existed before. It's never been good enough. Please challenge me on that. I want you to challenge me on that. I want you to put forth me, hey, here, the feminists figured it out. Fourth-wave feminism, here, they figured it all out. Their morality rule set is like close to perfect. They know how to be nice to every fucking group. No one's judging. No one is debating their own ideas. Not one single fucking group has any level of actual cojones, any measure of being a true alpha leader and debating their own prescriptions that they use and that they prescribe to the rest of the world. They want everyone to believe all women, and this is any fucking group. I'll go to far right Islam. I'll go to Christianity, any form of it. Conservatives, MAGA, Maha. Everyone has their prescriptions, and no one is actually having high level in group debate and dissent and praise and criticism. Really good fucking debate. Please show me where that's happening. I think that the vast majority of all in-group and out-group debate on every single topic is the 99% of it is abysmally terrible. None of it is ever good enough to actually maintain a democracy. If you want a public democratic republic, you have to be measuring high levels of actual cooperation, that we were resolving our ideological desire conflict and battle of ideas, using our words. If we're not using our words, it puts insane levels of pressure on all other forms of warfare. This is why so many people, whenever they want to talk about any action that can be done, they only talk about voting, they talk about political, they talk about juries, they talk about the Supreme Court, they talk about all these other things. So right above battle of ideas, the next warfare up, escalation principle. Okay, the words aren't working. What about political system? Can I rely on that? And I'm going to end with this. I know I'm at 13 minutes. I'm going to end with this. I promise. Going right back here to one of the things I was trying to show in the initial document that I was presenting earlier, the 4 boxes of liberty. The soapboxes is our battle of idea debates, town square debates. Our jury boxes are our judicial system. So that's Supreme Court, that's internal Supreme courts inside of each state, as well as in any matter of our judicial system. Then our democratic ballot box, our ability to vote for local and federal positions. And the overall core premise is, if people cannot trust the verse 3 to readdress their grievances. So here's the first one. They try and like, hey, can I speak here? Can I speak freely here? And then both the left and the right has their complaints of how they've been canceled by the other side. Both sides say that there's free speech and then there's hate speech, and they'll cancel the other side. And so both sides have grievances to readdress that Times Square is not fair when the other side's controlling it. The media sphere and our social media, 2 main places, significantly that also controls our court of public opinion. Anyways, so if they can't control that, then if they can't rely on this first one, maybe they can rely on the jury system and see enough fairness here. Oh, I can't rely on the jury system. The left sees the Supreme Court ruling on giving immunity to presidents, and oh, our Supreme Court's corrupt, and they also remove Roe versus Wade. And then the right sees all the different problems of the Supreme Court as well, like whatever it is that they're not getting out of it. And any amount of the judicial system. I mean, specifically Texas versus Pennsylvania, they filed a lawsuit, and the Supreme Court didn't even have their day over voting rights, and they built resentment and contempt. So they can't. People were just constantly doing this tally for unfairness in any of these three things. Okay, well, can I rely on the ballot box then? And then both sides. I have, after Trump won, I can show there are videos, people on the left saying that it wasn't fair. I can show these ones. I can go, look, they fucking exist. And maybe there's validity to them. I have to watch them again. I've only watched one time, and there are other ones I haven't taken. I want to take them seriously. I just need focus group people. It's hard for me to just go into stuff. Anyways, but this is why we'll get here to the physical warfare. But even in here, the ballot box, we're missing, or in the soapbox, we're missing things of like the emotional warfare, psychological warfare. That's used here a lot. Propaganda, psychological warfare. Cancel culture is emotional warfare. Gaslighting. This is why. I mean, I promise I'm going to end with this. Just look at how much inside of your interpersonal relationships and conversations you're witnessing, you're hearing the word perfect, gaslighting, narcissist, coping, defending, fair. I mean, just the words and the rate and intensity by people saying them, those ones alone should be a high level for all social scientists that are studying behavior economy variables. These are canary in the coal mine things going, something's wrong with our society. We're about to have insane system collapse because no one could trust anyone else anywhere. They can't trust their friends. They can't trust their family. They can't trust the institutions. They can't trust the government. They can't trust the educational system. Just the trust on every single thing across the board is plummeting. Our society can only function in a society where we have high trust society rules. You cannot function in a society where everyone has incredible distrust in our government. You cannot function in a society where the vast majority of people, the popular opinion is to have high levels of distrust in the media sphere or our medical system or the manufacturing consent for regime change wars, or you can't trust your neighbor or the people, like just everywhere. It's all social negotiations. And then what form of warfare are we using to resolve said conflict, ideological conflict, desire conflict? We're all fucking suck at it. No one's good at it. No one's actually really good at it. The best out of us is destiny. And I'm not, and I am on the left. I'm a classic liberal. I fucking own that. But I also, in many different ways, in fact, my specific label, I am whoa, how am I hitting this? What did I do? I don't know what I just did to do that. Okay, 18 minutes. Okay, sorry. I'm finishing. Okay. Fuck, I forgot my train of thought. Damn it. Oh, I was on a roll. Okay. Yep, I lost it. Sorry about that. I care greatly about solving this. I'm trying to find other people. I can only work with people that where at any point when we're ever debating anything, we can. No one's beyond reproach. You're not beyond reproach, neither am I. No one's ever going to draw the dogmatic line in the sand. And so all of these different things that I'm trying to list here, and this is a very, very short list. Any logical fallacy, I think, if you think I have hypocrisy in my view, you think I'm doing any logical fallacy, any bias, iron sharpens iron. We need really good faith motivations to sharpen each other's judgment tool set to be able to see all of this better. So that is imperative. We need to be able to judge each other and have those conversations of praising and criticizing your judgment standard and mine and everyone else that's involved in the focus group. We have to be able to do that. That's the core thing we're going to go do everywhere else. In fact, I'll end. I know I've been saying that multiple times, but I will end on this one where there's a reality TV show where a woman leaves a very ultra-Orthodox Jewish community. This only happened like 5 years ago. And she leaves. So she does this baby up with the bathwater thing constantly. All Judaism's 100% wrong on all things. And she gives you, I have these things that I call adaptive rule set. People are just like changing their rules. Okay. Like how many times have you heard people say, oh, I'm never going to do that anymore. I'm never going to do that anymore. Or, oh God, I have so many examples. Anyways, she says, this is her adaptive rule of how she's going to create her own morality rule set. She doesn't care what is, she only cares what should be. Meaning she's not going to conserve any of what she was taught growing up. She doesn't need to. There is no good in it. The society she came from, she hates all of them. She's a high level contempt bias, and I think that it is decently well deserved. There's a lot of bad of how she was treated very unfairly in that community. She's not allowed to divorce man, can't drive, can't really read a lot of the religious text. She doesn't have a voice in society. And this is why I am trying to give everyone a voice. I'm trying to give women more of a voice. And I'm also trying to give men that same voice. Everyone needs to be heard. We need to take each other seriously. We need to care what each other thinks. We can't do that when we don't know how to do that very well at all. Thanks for listening. Sorry, it was only I'm sorry it was 20 minutes long. I hope I have challenged made you to go watch the hour video that breaks things down even more, or you can just send me a message and you want to just what I've even said in this 10-minute video. There's just too much to cover and you don't want to see the hour. You want to do a one-on-one session with me and go through the different points. Absolutely do that. However you want to interact, most likely not however, but we can negotiate that. Thank you.